Good morning. My name is Rick Schroeder. I'm a licensed battlefield guide here at Gettysburg National Military Park, and I'm standing in the Soldiers National Cemetery in the Massachusetts section. Um, the cemetery is organized by states and by rows. I'm going to talk to you about three soldiers that are buried within a short distance of where I'm standing and the significance of what those three men did. I'm standing next to row B in the Massachusetts section. These rows are numbered from the periphery in towards the monument, and I'm standing at row B. I'm standing next to three soldiers from Massachusetts who served with the 2nd Massachusetts Infantry. Now, that's a unit that, for guides, we know as the unit that put the first regimental monument on the battlefield. But more importantly, these are three individuals, and we need to never forget that these men we're going to talk about are fathers and sons and husbands, and what they did was above and beyond. As Lincoln said, they gave their last full measure in this battle, and we need to honor them and talk a bit about them. The 2nd Massachusetts Infantry was most well known for an action on July 3rd that had nothing to do with Pickett's charge. It was over in the area known as Culp's Hill, which is an area that unfortunately is infrequently visited on many tours. And the action on the morning of July 3rd, even more unfortunately, is rarely discussed. But early on the morning of July 3rd, this unit was given orders to attack with another unit from Indiana across a wide open meadow into the teeth of Confederate soldiers. There's an accurate account of this order being changed in translation from a reconnaissance in force to see what was out there to a full-out charge. The colonel of the 2nd Massachusetts, Colonel Mudge, when he heard the orders, had them clarified and turned to his men and said, "Well, men, it's murder, but it's the orders. Let's go." In the center of every regiment in a line of battle are the colors, the flags. Every regiment has two flags usually, a state flag and a U.S. flag. And those flags are how these soldiers know where to go. There's no cell phones, there's no walkie-talkies, there's no drones. All you can do is look for the colors and go where they go. If they go forward, you go forward. If they go backwards, you go backwards. The colors are the heart and soul of the regiment. The men who carry the colors, the men who bear the colors, are the color bearers and make up the color guard. And it's a post of honor. And these men are given that post, and their sole job is to guard the colors, the color guard. They don't have weapons. Their sole job is to carry those colors. If one of them goes down, somebody else knows to pick it up and keep going, so his comrades on either side know what's happening out in the smoke and dust and confusion of battle. As the 2nd Massachusetts Infantry charged across an area called Spangler's Meadow, over near the Spangler Spring area of the Culp's Hill area, the colors were carried by Color Sergeant Levitt Durgan. I'm standing at Sergeant Durgan's grave. As Sergeant Durgan set out across Spangler's Meadow, in a short period of time, he was shot in the chest and killed. As the flag is falling, it's picked up by another member of the color guard, Color Corporal Rupert Sadler, who is buried 3 graves from Sergeant Durgan. We'll go talk about him in just a minute. I have literally moved not more than 10 feet from Sergeant Durgan's gravesite to Color Corporal Rupert Sadler's gravesite. He was a fellow member of the color guard for the 2nd Massachusetts. As Sergeant Durgan is killed and the flag is falling, it's picked up by Corporal Rupert Sadler, whose gravestone I'm standing next to. As Sadler continues to charge across Spangler's Meadow, he literally is waving this flag back and forth so that his comrades in the smoke and confusion know to continue that charge. Again, Colonel Mudge said, well, it's murder, but it's the orders. Their orders are, they're going across that meadow. As Corporal Sadler is waving that back and forth, he is shot in the head and probably dead by the time he hits the ground. There are always other people in that color guard to pick up the flag, but the next person to bear the flag is a few more steps behind me, and we'll talk about him. I've now moved down row B in the Massachusetts section of the Soldiers National Cemetery to the grave of Stephen Cody, Private Stephen Cody. Private Cody wasn't a member of the color guard, but he was very close to Corporal Sadler when he was hit in the head. Stephen Cody dropped his rifle, would not let the flag hit the ground, and as a lowly private, picked that flag up and continued that charge across Spangler's Meadow, again, waving it vigorously so that his comrades could see it. The description was by the men who saw him hit that he was literally shot to pieces by the fusillade of fire that came out of the Confederate line, and was killed also with his comrades in Spangler's Meadow. But these three men all carried the flag across that piece of ground. If you look behind me, you may be able to see, as we've marked these three graves with red carnations, these three gentlemen are all buried within 25 feet of each other here at the Soldiers National Cemetery. I'm licensed battlefield guide Rick Schroeder. Thank you.